Yo, 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 it's your girl Listy with her bestie.
Addie Nat.
And we are the Living in Portland channel. That's right. If this is your first time tuning in and you want to learn more about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and living in the Portland metropolitan area and Southwest Washington, then hit that little bell, hit the subscribe button so you guys get notified every time we put a new video out. We love talking to you.
Absolutely. And today we're talking about the top 5 places in Clark County. So we're doing a little venture, a little chug-a-chug over up north.
Up north. When he says Clark County, we're talking Vancouver, Washington. But we are going to talk about the 5 top places that we are selling in up there in Clark County, Washington, which includes Vancouver, but we're going to talk about the other little neighboring cities and neighborhoods right there in that Vancouver metropolitan area, which some people don't realize that Vancouver is actually a suburb of Portland, Oregon. Did you know that?
That's self-assessed.
No, I think I read it online on like niche.com or something.
It pretty much is. I mean, I live in North Portland and I'm
Google
minutes from Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah, when you Google like top 10 school districts like in Portland, Oregon,
They're rolling that in.
one of the places we talk about today is on that list.
Ooh. So are we going from 5th to 1st? Or
Yeah,
first?
we're going we're going obvious to least obvious.
There we go.
Let's do it.
So our number one
spot that people are buying and looking to buy is
Camas,
Washington.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is like the
Views.
Lake Oswego of Vancouver.
Yeah.
You cannot get a home that doesn't have a beautiful view. I mean, it's looking at the river, it's looking at the mountains. You've got Lacamas Lake, so you've got these great trails, and paddleboarding and kayaking, and there's so many just outdoor adventures surrounding you in this great little area. It's cute. It's charming.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very community oriented. Their downtown is like historically revamped, charmed. It's got this old like you always say, it's like a Christmas Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it's clean.
You just want to stroll down the road and sing Christmas carols. And they do a lot of events down there. Mom and pop shops, local restaurants. You're not going to find your, big box, McDonald's store in downtown Camas. You're going to have like your, mom and pop restaurants, coffee shops, very local. You support local, buy local. Yeah, it's great. But the schools in Camas are something to talk about.
Yeah, top schools. It's going to be on the top end of most budgets. Most people can't make that work, or it's just too expensive. All the pros you just said are right there. I would say some of the things to be aware of. If you don't have any kids, you might feel a little awkward living out there. My wife and I considered moving to Camas a few years ago, and it felt very suburban life in the terms of like, okay, you either need the Yukon and the Honda Odyssey.
You better have some juice boxes in your purse.
I was like, what am I going to do? Go to a T-ball game?
You've got Lacamas Lake. You can go hiking and biking and
That's true, but
paddleboarding. I get it.
Your phone rings every episode.
It is. Tyler Ross, our amazing insurance agent, is calling, and we're just going to answer this really fast. You are live in studio with us, Mr. Ross.
What was that?
We're filming again, but now I've answered it live.
Oh, jeez.
When are you coming in to film a great video about insurance here with us?
I'm coming in next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. All right, we're going to go film our video now.
So a part of our team, we've got
Thanks,
a local insurance agent, which we're going to do another video on insurance because there's been a lot of changes nationally that are impacting if we can finance a home or not. But going back to Camas, yeah, that vibe, I don't know if that really does fit a no kid kind of energy, but we do love the waterfront down there in Vancouver on that side. There's entertainment shops and things to do there. But Camas, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it for me.
So I am out there a lot more than you.
Yes.
Because I am the boots on the ground, running, showing. I have the fun part of the job. I get to show you all the fun houses. So I definitely see a wide variety. I get what you're saying about the kid thing and the family oriented, but you do have some professionals, young professionals. You have some single folks as well, and you have some retirees going to that area as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to take you back up there to show you where that's at. There's a lot of new developments going in Camas as well, and there's some really nice luxury townhomes that I'm finding more not so family. I mean, they're family oriented. Anyone can live in them, but I'm finding more like young professionals and maybe some young couples and stuff going into those, so you don't have the kids just running all over the place. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So anyways, Camas, Washington, amazeballs. All right, next one.
Number 2
is just south is Washougal.
Washougal.
So Washougal is hot right now.
Yeah.
It is awesome. It is just south of Camas. It's a little bit further out. You get a lot of land, a lot more for your money, but it's going to be short-lived because they just broke ground this last year on a new waterfront area that's going to have tons of shops, restaurants, entertainment. It's actually based off of, if you Google Hood River's waterfront area with like all the little wine shops
Super
and
cool.
brewskis, bars and stuff.
Yep.
Little tap houses. It's kind of based off of that. And it's going to bring so much value to Washougal because there's not a whole lot happening in Washougal.
Yeah.
But building that, I mean, they have great, parks and trails and things like that. You're right along the river. But adding this aspect to it, it's adding value. You're going to see a lot of appreciation in that area. So
Yep.
get in now before that's finished being built.
It's a good point. Washougal's always kind of been the silent sibling to Camas,
Yeah.
where it's a little bit cheaper, 10 to 20% cheaper, 10 to 20% larger lots. But the downside was the underdeveloped neighborhoods. It wasn't as polished. It wasn't as appealing to people that, aesthetically speaking, have standards, and it's turning around real quick. So to your point, if you want to invest in something on a 5 to 10 year plan, that is on the list.
It is. And they actually just passed some new school levies on on the taxes. So they're starting to pour a little bit more money into
Put a little juice into the school system. That's good because that was a big difference from
a
Camas.
big difference being right next door to Camas. So you're starting to see some really great changes there. So anyways, Washougal.
Yeah.
Third one on the list, we talk a lot about this one, Ridgefield. So we are up north from Vancouver, up the I-5. It's about 20 minutes from the Portland Bridge, from Portland to Vancouver up there. It's great. This used to be an old dairy farm town, and it is just the infrastructure is just whoosh, and it's all massive, new construction everywhere, and it's got the coolest layout. It's just, you have all of these trail systems that connect all of these communities together into a little town center area that's being built. Also, they have broken ground on their riverfront area as well. I want to say it's 42 acres or something on their riverfront area, which is awesome. And you're right there along, the water as well. So paddleboarding, kayaking, you've got the Ridgefield wildlife refuge, so you can paddleboard and see the birds and the different things. They just broke ground on a Costco. They have a Southwest Medical Center going in there. They have a really cool sports stadium complex up there. We spend a lot of time up there playing baseball, and it's I feel like I'm in a minor league stadium. It's cool.
Yeah.
So it's
You're
awesome.
close to the fairgrounds up there, which
Clark
a lot
County
of concerts.
Fairgrounds and Baylene Casino, which is an amazing casino. We call it a convention center more because they have some really cool concerts, comedy shows. It's very classy. They've got the Michael Jordan Steakhouse there. I will tell you that I've tried my luck on the slots. No luck.
You did well a couple years ago.
So I did. I like that place, but it's amazing. It's
Ridgefield
really
is it. I mean, we called that out. You watched some of our earliest videos 4+ years ago. We were saying how big that would be, and now it is enlarged.
It's large. It's awesome. It's beautiful. So
and
I love going out there.
heavy new construction. So you gotta like new builds. Some people don't.
Yes.
But that's gonna be.
Yeah. And there's a variety of builders. I mean, you can get custom homes up there. There's a couple builders that I just walk into their homes and I'm like, oh,
just super nice.
Super custom, gorgeous, big lots. There's one builder up there that's building on half-acre lots. They're gorgeous. It costs you, but it's gorgeous. And then you have some more spec home builders, that are pretty, basic. Like you can choose, plan A or B, that are a little bit more affordable. You're seeing some townhomes. You're seeing a lot of single-family homes go in. But again, the trail system throughout that entire community, it's really cool. It's something I haven't seen anywhere else.
Yeah, you work from home, you're an outdoorsy person, you want value for your dollar, you want to be in a state with no income tax.
Yeah.
Checks all the boxes.
It does. And the one thing that I'm finding is I find young families. I find young professionals going up there, but I'm getting a lot of retirees up there as well because I'm finding some, one level, ranch homes, and they love the trail systems and love being how walkable it is. The Southwest Medical Center going in, that's helpful for, retirees as well. So that's kind of nice.
Absolutely. And I mean, just to get, if you were going to partake in Portland events, you zip down the I-5.
You do zip down.
So once again, 25, 35 minutes. You don't want to do that drive during rush hour, obviously. But if you wanted to go to the Rose Festival or the things in downtown Portland, it's really not that far of a drive.
Yeah, no, not at all. All right, down into Vancouver, there is a neighborhood called Lakeshore, and it's right next to Philida. So these are two of my favorite little areas. I kind of pocketed them together as one community, and you're sitting right next to Vancouver Lake. And as you can tell, we're in the Pacific Northwest, so I keep bringing up lakes and rivers and things because that's such a big part of our life here. I mean, people are moving here because we're surrounded by nature. It's an outdoor playground, like it's your gym, like, year around. Even when it's raining, you're still hiking and biking and, going outside and enjoying nature. I mean,
can you put a motorboat on Vancouver Lake? Do they allow that?
Yeah, you can
motor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Some of these small lakes are
no
motors.
Vancouver Lake's big.
Yeah.
Black Mist Lake, no. I mean, you can't have motorized
right
because it's a lot smaller, but for sure. So Lakeshore, again, really cute, quaint little town, but you've got some great coffee shops, tap houses, charm. Charm.
Yep.
That's what a lot of these. It's urban suburban. You've got these great little walkable like coffee shops. There's a little bit of something for everybody. Parks, trails, close to the river.
Yep.
Close to, your major things that you need to get to as well, shopping. And this is, sits south of Ridgefield and north of Vancouver on the I-5, just so you guys kind of know where it's at. And which brings me also, I mean, something you mentioned is, downtown Vancouver has an amazing waterfront. And once these other ones in Washougal and Ridgefield are built out, I'm excited to compare it because downtown, you and I both live on the Portland side of things, but our team goes up to Vancouver all the time for their waterfront because of the great restaurants and just the scene of being on the river. It's beautiful. So I'm kind of excited to see these other two up in Washington build out to see the competition.
Yeah, and that Vancouver waterfront is going to be your preferred kind of weekend or evening date night spot if you choose any of these places because it's just got the top restaurants. It's totally new, clean. They actually just tore down an old Red Lion hotel and they're turning it into kind of a Pike's Place situation that Seattle has.
Seattle, yeah.
So
Are
that's
they
just
going to throw fish like they do at Pike's Place?
I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of take that idea. There might be one of those gum walls. Who knows?
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. But they'll have something like, maybe it'll be like locks. Have you seen that where people put the lock
the
on?
The love lock thing.
Do you think
kind of
that's
cheese balls?
Yeah.
Let's start our own thing.
What would we do?
I don't know.
Zip ties?
Zip ties?
Instead of locks?
Maybe we do that. Everybody that reaches out to us, we meet them and we give them something to go place. Like, we should put them on a scavenger hunt and they leave the mark.
That's a good. We'll have to workshop that.
Okay, all right. If you have an idea, let us know.
That front area is great. Like, Kristen and I even bring our dog down there and we'll walk. There's miles of walking path all along that river.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of funny how, like, clean and put together and constantly developing that side of the Columbia River is. You look at the Portland side, it's gross. Like, there's nothing. It's just very industrial, under-maintained, if at all. And then the Vancouver has really put it into top gear here.
Yeah.
And it's something else.
Well, and I think a lot of people are moving to the Southwest Washington side of things versus Portland just because of the no income tax. I mean, and they're starting. And I think once the pandemic hit, people are like, oh, I can live anywhere. Let's go to Washington. And you've started to really build it out.
That's cool.
Okay. And our fifth place. I love this neighborhood.
Yeah, Fisher's Landing.
Fisher's Landing.
We did a good
video at Fisher's Landing. You fell in love with Fisher's Landing.
I like it.
Fisher's Landing is like Truman TV. You just want to skip down the street and sing songs. It's so cute.
I just think from price point too, it's a real kind of happy median from like your high price Camas to other spots. You get larger lots. It's developed. Weren't you saying, you were telling me too, they don't allow short-term rentals?
They don't allow rentals. HOA.
No rentals.
You don't have rentals in this area.
So there's a lot of
there is like
pride
an
and
apartment
ownership.
complex. You can have an apartment like that's kind of on the main road of Fisher's Landing.
But you can't have your
They
single
don't
family.
do rentals.
I
in
like
this
that. I mean, it
community.
keeps the neighborhood looking so much.
There's a lot of
more
pride and
polished.
ownership.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yep, there's.
Yeah.
And again, you have some walking trails. You have parks throughout the community.
You're close to all the shopping.
You
you're
are
not
close to all the
hustling,
shops. You kind of
bustling.
sit right on the border of Camas right there. You know, so you're really close. And there are, you know, you kind of have to watch because there are some, you know, schools kind of in there that might hit the Camas school district, but there's some in Camas that might hit the Evergreen, you know, school district too. So you kind of have to watch the borders if it's about schools for you, and that's something we can help you maneuver through. But yeah, it's really conveniently located. It's very family oriented, but you get a lot of retirees in that area. Again, you have a lot of single family ranch style homes, but you have 2-story homes. You have big, you know, you have big family homes. You have small starter homes. You do have some condo townhomes in that area, but it's the spot that, you know, you have the school doing, you know, the carnival, and they're doing a parade through the streets. So you've got Christmas caroling, you do the Easter egg hunts, you know, it's the best place to go trick-or-treating, like very family oriented. So if you're not wanting to be where a lot of kids are running around playing in the streets and the parks, it's not the area for you, but it's really great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. I do have a 6th one in Clark County. We just kind of have to mention a little bit, and I want you guys to keep your eye on it because it's really starting to hop with some new construction. Is Hawkinson.
Give it to them.
Yeah, Hawkinson. It's just north of Orchards. It kind of sits south of Brush Prairie, you know, but it's kind of sits Orchards, Brush Prairie, battleground. So it's out there a little bit, big lots.
And why would you suggest this?
You just get a lot for your money.
Right. There's
Get
a lot
for
of
your
new
money.
construction going on.
Yeah, yeah. Again, townhomes, single family homes. You know, you're seeing some really good first time starter homes.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people reaching out to us. Lately, I've seen a lot of first time home buyers, and they're tending to go into the Vancouver side of things just because of affordability. They can get a lot more for their money, and they're, you know, people want a yard. And you're finding bigger yards over in that area and the price point that they're looking at.
That's always been the downside to new builds in this area is the smaller lots. So when we find a place like this where they're building new construction with decent sized lots, that's a home run for a lot of people.
It is a home run. Oregon got rid of single family zoning in 2020.
Yep.
They're still building single family homes. They're just on smaller lots. Like you could probably hear your neighbor fart. I mean, they're kind of close on top of each other. Maybe not. But you gotta like your neighbor on some of these new construction homes.
I don't even know how to run with that comment from
I don't
here.
know.
But I think that's really big. Like when we're doing these Zooms with people that reach out and they're like, hey, Listy, Addie, we're coming in a few months. We're doing exploratory or we're going to be buying. We're going through conversations with you and your lifestyle, your family, what you want out of a home, the pros and cons, the non-negotiables. We're talking about your new job or your remote work approval. We're working out budgets with spreadsheets on the money side with me, all of this stuff, right? And we're in our head calculating like, oh, we could do this, do that. That's an area. This is an area. That wouldn't be. You probably won't like this. And that builds a lot of efficiency in the process and takes out a lot of guesswork for people.
Well, and it's nice. I want you guys to reach out ahead of time, not like the day before, not 2 days. Like, you know, reach out. I mean, we have people that, well, to be honest, I have a couple that we just got into contract last week, and I've been working with them for a year and a half from their move from Virginia, preparing for it. And it's been fantastic because we've had so much time to get to know each other and dial into neighborhoods and their wants and their needs. And they came out for, you know, to check out neighborhoods and everything. So when they got here, when they finally moved here, we had it all set. But it is difficult when you reach out like, oh, hey, I'm in town. Can you, you know, I need a little bit more time.
A week or two at the earliest.
Earliest to just reach out so we can prepare and make sure that before your trip out that it's not wasted and we have a game plan for you and we're getting you into the right areas that are going to fit your needs and wants. And they're probably going to send you to some areas to check out that you've never heard of. And that was like last night. We talked with some California buyers and the type of home that they're looking for and the type of neighborhood. You know, I recommended some areas and then they started Googling it and they'd never heard of it and they were like, oh yes, you know, spot on. So it's just an easy, no pressure, but just candid conversations. So love it.
Absolutely. So those are our top 5 areas, our top 5 places
that people
and
are
car.
looking to move
Yeah.
when moving to Southwest Washington in Vancouver. All right, you guys. So until next time,
We will.
check you later.